Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do, and I'll bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowner's or renter's insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
And good morning. Welcome in on this Friday, the Matt and Val show underway at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We made it, folks, to Friday. It was supposed to be a shorter week for many, with Monday off because of the 4th of July weekend. And sometimes those weeks tend to go a little slower than if you had actually a 5-day work week. But we are here. We have made it to Friday. No Matt Murphy. He's been off this week, time off, and he'll be back on Monday. Let's introduce the players. We've got, I think it's Orlando on traffic today. I'm not positive about that. I know it's not Slim Rob, so we'll wait and see on that. He'll keep you updated on any issues that are out there. Stacy Nichols is on news. Almost didn't have her this morning due to too many fried Oreos. We'll discuss that a little bit. John Bird behind the glass producing the show, standing at attention through the glass. Good morning to you, John Bird.
Good morning. I'm so excited I could explode.
Why are you so excited? What's going on?
Friday.
It's Friday.
There's a special guest host.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be coming by. You might want to keep Jason Lee on standby because I might explode and die.
Yeah, I kind of told John Bird yesterday before I introduced our guest host that today was going to be a little bit of a crazy day because we've kind of eased up to this. So we start Tuesday, a couple of guests, and, some Wednesday, a couple more. Yesterday was a little busier, and today will be off the chain. It will be crazy, insane, fun, informative, promise you all of those things. But without further ado, let me introduce to you today's special co-host of the Matt and Val show. He got up bright and early. I don't know if this is in his wheelhouse, if he's an early guy or early riser or not. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hometown Lenders, a wonderful guy who we love and adore, and you hear his voice all the time on Talk 99.5, Chris Molesky.
There we go. Is it smart to sit with my back to John Bird?
Yeah, you do it at an angle just a little bit, so you
never know what he's going to do.
You can see what he's doing.
Know.
You don't know.
Because if he's going to explode, I want to see that. John Bird all over the walls.
Exactly. Chris Molesky, good morning to you, and welcome in.
Thank you so much for letting me do this. You know how much I love radio.
Yeah.
And, being in morning radio years ago when I did morning radio, now 2:30 hits every morning and I'm wide awake.
Oh, you do not.
Still,
no.
after being out of that for what now, almost 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
2:30 hits, I wake up, no alarm, sit right up. I'll read, I'll watch a movie.
Oh, Chris, no.
Because I cannot sleep till 4 or 5 o'clock. I cannot. 2:30, wide awake.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
Sad.
Melatonin, maybe that.
I use that at night to go to sleep.
Oh, maybe take it again. Take it again at 2:30.
But if I take 14 of them, isn't that bad?
It's great. Yeah, some of that is we're just getting a little bit older.
Yes.
to pull the curtain back, Chris and I have worked together in the past in radio. There was a particular morning show that was working in the building, and they were on TV as well. And we were right here in the same building working for a number of years together. So we are not strangers to one another.
No, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
Don't tell anybody.
I know. It's just like, where's the time going?
17 years.
Has it been that long?
2003, 2004.
Oh, my word.
So, yeah.
If you had asked me that, I wouldn't have said that many
I know.
years.
Time flies.
It's incredible.
But and this sounds like a cliche. You have not changed a bit.
Oh, I've changed a lot.
Exactly the same.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
I love you.
You have not changed.
I'm going to give you a hug and a kiss during the break.
You're
Thank
like
you
my
very
wife.
much.
Some people just don't even age. My wife will never
aging.
age.
I would say the last couple of years I've really noticed it on me. I'm like, okay, I'm you think, oh, I'm looking pretty good at this age, and lately it's like I'm starting to look my age. It's just life.
Never acted like John. John never acts his age.
I love that.
I'll be an old man saying, let me tell you a joke.
Well, Chris Molesky is going to be hanging out with us today. I'll tell you a few things that are going to be going on. We've got Jay St. Clair. I did touch base with Jay. Jay said, even without Matt, Val, I'll come on. I said, thank you so much. So Jay will be here in his usual position at 7 o'clock. We will do iTunes Roulette because Chris is bringing it strong this morning. We're going to have some fun with Jay because here's the whole deal with iTunes Roulette. So, you spin it, you get 5 songs, they spew out. Jay knows Matt, okay? Jay knows his wheelhouse of music. He's got it down to a T. He's starting to understand a little bit of my wheelhouse, but I've confused him a little bit because early on, I played a little bit of what he calls bro country, right?
Sure.
I love some of the newer stuff.
Sure.
But I also like the older stuff because one of my very first radio jobs was country. And I'm talking the real deal classic country.
Like Waylon.
Oh,
wow.
You go
old school.
Yes, you go through
Hey,
the
stop
list
loving her today.
Right. So all of that's still in my head too. And some of that's in my iTunes. And it'll pop up and it throws Jay because Jay thinks automatically that's Matt. But because of that background and knowing some of that music and playing some of those tunes years ago, I learned to love and appreciate that type of music too. So completely, Jay doesn't know where to go when that happens. So now we're going to throw in another wrench today because you brought your iTunes.
Yes.
And he has no clue what your genre of music is.
And mine's very eclectic.
Oh.
Mine's all over the place.
Do you hear that, Jay?
And I even said the word eclectic.
I heard. Yeah. And then, there are certain... he is going to have a very difficult day today.
Yeah, I drive my wife crazy because I can go from show tunes, opera, Broadway,
wow,
Neil Diamond to rap, Air Supply.
You're all over the place.
Yes, Barry Manilow to Skid Row because, it's just, I love the quality. I like the quality of sound.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing. I'm people are like, I hate that song, but I like the quality of a voice.
Yeah,
so I'm very weird.
So we're gonna we'll have a good time with that. So John Bird has got all the iTunes. We're ready to go with that for a little later on. There is another guest that Jay doesn't know about that is going to. You'll hear the voice of. You'll hear the voice of this guest, but I'm not going to reveal who it is because this person wanted it to be a surprise for Jay. So Jay doesn't know about that. That's coming up. At 8 o'clock, we're going to talk with Congressman Mo Brooks. He's out in Texas for the CPAC, not the CPAP.
I keep thinking CPAP.
It's not. It's the Conservative Political Action Conference that's going on out in Dallas. There's some big names out there. We'll talk to him about that. We'll also ask him a little bit about this fourth person who yesterday announced that they're also going to be running for U.S. Senate here in the state of Alabama. Just one more person that he's going to be running against. Mo is kind of in the lead in that whole thing, so we'll get his take on that. And then there's another guest at 9 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
Which will parlay into something else that will be happening around noon or 12:30 today, which will clue you all in because you'll be invited to it as well. So and then Nincompoops in the news, we can't forget about that at 9:45. So jam-packed show today. I don't know any other way to describe it, but it's going to be an extremely busy day.
It'll fly by.
Yeah, so strap in, get ready. We're going to have fun today. We're also going to keep you informed. All right, in the news today, we learned yesterday afternoon that there was a pretty significant earthquake in California/Nevada on the border, a 6.0 magnitude earthquake. Some boulders rolled down a highway. This is the largest recorded earthquake since 1994, and again, it happened yesterday afternoon. I haven't heard much else about injuries or buildings or anything like that, so we'll keep you updated with that. But that was a big story yesterday. Joe Biden yesterday announced that U.S. troops will pull out of Afghanistan. He struggled through once again another press conference. Sleepy Joe having a rough time. Did you see a little of that, Chris?
He's entertaining.
Oh,
I'll put it that way.
It is beyond entertainment.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, the long pauses and some have said, he's got something piped into his ear and he's waiting for somebody to tell him what to say. I don't know whether it's the teleprompters, what he's got going on, but the long pauses really concern me.
Yeah, and I don't know if there is something in his ear because I don't know if that's too much information for him to try to
decipher.
Yeah, and so I think that would be even worse. I don't know, maybe they are, but it is so obvious. and it's sad, and I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think most are. And again, every time he does one of those press conferences, and then you assume, President Trump did it, would take questions for over an hour from reporters. And he keeps saying, hey, I'm going to get in trouble if I do this. He takes a couple of questions, 2 or 3 from, planted
softball
reporters.
questions.
Yes, really easy softball questions, and still struggles with that. So, yeah, it's very concerning. And yesterday, again, with that announcement about pulling troops out of Afghanistan a little bit early, even had trouble with that. Also learned that Michael, how do you say his last name? Avenatti? Am I saying that correctly? He was the one that was sentenced to 2 years in prison on Thursday, attempted to extort $25 million from Nike. Apparently, there were tears that were flowing from his face. I guess he didn't think that he was going to be having to serve any time. That was a big deal. And the other thing, we'll get in and talk a little bit about this as well. Kay Ivey spoke up yesterday. There are some health experts locally that said that the state of Alabama may be forced to consider new restrictions due to the Delta variant. And we've heard about this the last week, that this new Delta variant, COVID-19, there's an uptick in cases. Kay Ivey says, no, we're moving forward, and that Alabama is open for business. Doesn't sound like she has any plans to shut things down. And I know there's a lot of business owners that say, please, don't shut us down.
No.
We should be past that.
Yes.
Even with this variant, yes, we could have an uptick. You've got people that are vaccinated. You have people that have had COVID-19, and I understand this is a different strain. This is a different variant. It doesn't mean that you can't get it again. But if we go back to what we did before with closing businesses, and the governor says no.
If there's always going to be a variant, if there's always going to be something new, we can't always look to shut down.
Yeah,
because
that can't be the answer.
It'll shut us down completely forever.
Yep. All right, we're going to take your calls here in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a short time out. The Birmingham Broker phone lines are open for you guys, 205-545-9950. That's 545-9950. We got Dave. We'll get to you here in just a minute, and a few other lines if you want to weigh in this morning on any of those topics or any of our guests today, or you want to talk with Chris Molesky directly. It's Talk 99.5, talk995.com. The Matt and Val Show, back in a moment. Talk 99.5. Fridays aren't the same without this song. Come on, everybody. Here we go. Ready? Woo. Come on. It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Sing it, Chris.
He's like, oh my gosh,
that sounds like a John Bird song. That is a John Bird song if I've ever heard it.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Oh, yeah. Thank you for that, John Bird. It's 6:20, Talk 99.5, talk995.com, the Matt and Val Show with special co-host Chris Molesky. Hey, let me just remind you, for some of you that maybe have some issues in your basement or crawl space, and I'm talking about water there. Maybe you've gone down into your basement, you're like, there's that musty smell, there's got to be water somewhere, or maybe there's a cracking in the foundation of your home. Call the guys at Be Dry. 60 years they've been dealing with these issues. I'm telling you, they can fix it for you, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. So especially if you're staying in your home, let's get that issue resolved. Let's get it done, and then somewhere down the road, if you decide to sell the house, it's not a worry anymore. Call Be Dry today, locally owned, 205-942-1976. They offer a full life of the structure warranty, 12 months interest free. And again, they'll give you a free quote. Get in touch with them today. Be Dry, locally owned and operated. BeDryAlabama.com, BeDryAlabama.com, or again, call them 942-1976. Speaking of houses, Chris Molesky, of course, with Hometown Lenders. You guys do an incredible job. I've had personal friends, I've had listeners call me and just say, they're top notch. They made this whole process so easy, and that's what you guys do. The housing market, we've talked about this a little bit. Have you ever in your life seen anything like this? And the guys at Hometown Lenders.
Well, and let me use this analogy for a lot of people driving. I know we're a big football state, whether you're Alabama or Auburn fan, and of course,
or UAB, or Sanford.
Yeah, exactly. Sanford, Birmingham
Yeah.
Southern.
We love you all.
Yes, all of them.
Troy.
My wife teaches at Sanford, so we're big Bulldogs fans.
Yeah, it's got to be.
My daughter wears an Auburn shirt, even though we're Bama fans.
You're all over the place in the
we're
house.
all over.
It's all good.
But you look at like in Alabama right now, it's been such a great run for the past over 10 years with Saban. It's just a unique time to enjoy football. And the industry right now, last year was record breaking. I don't know if we'll ever see that
2020.
again. Right.
Yeah.
2020 was crazy.
And that's COVID related?
Yeah, it was just everything lined up perfectly and the market went crazy. Now in 2021, it's still really good. A lot of people want to compare it to, well, it's not like last year. Last year, we probably won't ever see again. I hope we do, but I hope we don't see COVID again.
No,
I hope we see the market
we knew what
again.
you meant.
Let me clarify that. But it's still an unbelievable time right now to refinance, to purchase. There's so many options right now, and that's what I don't think people realize. Even kind of going back to B-Dry you're talking about, years ago when you have a foundation, that used to be a kiss of death.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's technology. They can solve that problem, and that's no longer an issue. It's the same in the mortgage industry. It used to be, let me just get a better rate.
Right.
Now there's so many options where if you're looking to renovate your home, you can get the money up front for the renovations based on the future value of the home.
Wow.
There's just things that people don't really realize that are there for you that can solve a lot of problems that you think can't be solved.
And are you seeing, with Hometown Lenders, are you guys seeing more people doing the renovations at home and staying in their homes? Or are you seeing a greater thing where people are like, no, let's go find that next house?
Well, they're kind of doing what Matt Murphy did. It's very smart. We got people that are refinancing, doing the renovations, and with the market able to sell pretty quickly. Not, my wife and I are looking probably to move in about 4 or 5 years after our youngest graduates.
Yeah.
Ugh, getting older.
How long is that? 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, she's about to be a freshman. And
Let me snap your finger because that's how fast.
I got
it'll
one
go.
starting college this year. One, so it's like we're starting to move toward that.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, let's start doing the renovations, and in 2 or 3 years, let's sell our home and move. And right now, like Matt's doing, you can refinance, save the money, get the things done, turn right around and sell that home.
Yeah.
Because it's a crazy market. Houses are flying off the market. We do see a lot of people, especially with COVID last year, instead of going to the pool and stuff, hey, let me just pools went crazy.
Put
Let's
a pool
one
in here. Yeah.
So there's just all kinds of things that you can do that you need to look at doing.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that too. And Chris is here. If you've got a question about mortgages and all the things that they do at Hometown, he's happy to answer those questions, and we'll take your calls. Birmingham broker phone lines, the number 205-545-9950. And again, we'll talk a little bit more about it before Jay swoops in here at 7 o'clock. We'll be back. It's the Matt and Val Show at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. 6:32, the Matt and Val Show at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. iTunes roulette in full swing. Boy, we're going to really mess Jay up today. We are really going to mess him up.
That's a classic right there.
Yes, it is a classic. Great song. He's going to be so messed up. All right, talking just a couple of minutes ago with Chris Molesky, Hometown Lenders, my co-host today, a little bit about, people deciding to do some renovations at their home and kind of stay in there. Let me tell you something. If you're doing that outside patio area, maybe you've added a pool, well, you need some comfortable outdoor, good-looking furniture to go with it. Absco Fireplace and Patio, let me tell you, the best, the most beautiful furniture, the most comfortable furniture. And don't forget, too, that Absco has the big green egg and all the accessories to go with it. They've got a couple of locations in town. Go in there. Tell Kathy, tell Scott, you want to sit down and check out some of this furniture. You will love the selection that they have at Absco Fireplace and Patio. 2 locations, Highway 280 in Inverness, and just off 65 in Pelham along Oak Mountain State Park Road. Go by and tell them we said hello, Absco Fireplace and Patio. All right, we got a fairly full bank of callers wanting to weigh in this morning. Birmingham broker phone lines 205-545-9950. Let's go to, I believe it's Nick. Good morning, Nick. How are you? Welcome into Talk 99.5 with Matt and Val and Chris Molesky, who is in with us this morning. How are you?
I am very good, and thank you.
Well, good. Boy, you sound very peppy at this time of the morning. 6:30 usually, maybe sleeping, but you're up and wide-eyed. What's going on with you today?
Today I'm excited to talk with the radio show. This is my first time since I'm 11-year-old. I've never done this before.
Well, this is great.
How about that?
Yeah, listen to the enthusiasm in your voice. I love that.
Have you had
Yeah,
Have you had breakfast yet?
No, not yet.
What will be on breakfast for you? Will that be cereal?
No, I don't usually eat breakfast.
Oh, wow.
You got to get some nutrition in that belly there, Nick.
Have you ever had Fruit
Yeah.
Loops?
Oh, yes, I've had Fruit Loops.
How about a blueberry pancake piggy? That's my son's favorite. He loves those.
No, but I do eat some syrup.
Some syrup.
eat some
Yeah,
syrup.
all
I'll
by
just eat some
itself,
syrup.
like spoonfuls of syrup.
That's what John Bird does.
Well, Nick, I'm so glad you called in, and I'm glad you're listening and maybe following. Do you follow politics a little bit?
Yes, a little bit I do.
Yeah. What do you think about our current president?
I am more of a Trump supporter.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, that's good. You're
And what I...
you're headed in the right direction, Nick. No doubt about it.
What I think about Biden is that I was hoping he might get impeached because of his tax raises, but apparently I'm both sad and mad about him not getting impeached because it's not that kind of him to raise taxes like that on everything. And I'm hoping one day Trump comes back from his retirement and tries to take his former place as president.
Well, listen at you.
My goodness gracious.
I know.
Very well versed.
Now, look, Nick, there's a very important guest later this morning at 8 o'clock. His name is Congressman Mo Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
And Mo Brooks this weekend will be with President Donald Trump, who he has been in contact with. And I'll ask him that question. Does Donald Trump, is he talked to Mo Brooks about possibly getting back in and running in 2024? I'll ask that question. I'll pose it to him and give you the credit. How about that, Nick?
Yes, thank you.
All right. Listen, you have a wonderful day. Go get some breakfast. You got to
Yes.
have some food in that belly.
Get some Apple Jacks.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Glad you called in.
We will. I will.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Go drink. You can go eat some syrup.
A couple of spoonfuls and you're good to go. You know, it's really delicious on a banana, too. Just put a little, syrup on
Listen, syrup, I agree with
it.
you.
Syrup
Just
on anything.
Syrup, just period.
It's like
Yes.
bacon in anything is
Yes.
delicious, you know?
Yes.
Or some of the bacon grease.
Oh, bacon grease. My dogs used to love that.
I'm all about it. Dave's on the line this morning. Hey, Dave, welcome in.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
This is a very serious subject, and it's hitting. I think because the president has filed this lawsuit against high tech. There's dozens now of computer news operatives that are underground because of this war that's going on in our tech arena, and the president's jumped into it. And I'm talking about President Trump, but Senator Johnson was working with Rand Paul, and they were gathering evidence on this vaccine. And Senator Johnson now has been censured. And there's startling evidence that the deaths of the people, the numbers are huge, a lot bigger than the media is telling us. There's thousands of doctors now since this COVID came out last year that have come out of the CDC and FDA tyranny. And what the universities and the states are getting are case study from FDA and CDC. Fauci, I don't think we have to resurrect Perry Mason to figure this thing out. We've got a tyranny that's going on that gave us the vaccine or gave us the virus to begin with, and now has given us the vaccine. I'll go to case in point. There are foreign countries all over the world now are refusing the vaccine.
Have you taken the vaccine, Dave? Have you had it yet?
No.
No, you're not going to take it?
Not.
No?
Not. And we need to really focus on that. The folks who have taken the vaccine are going to have problems because then you set yourself up for a super virus. Anything you get from flu, colds, anything else is going to affect you greatly this year and for the next 2 years.
And do you have evidence of that, Dave?
Yeah, there's now over a dozen free enterprise medical laboratories out there that have been doing studies. These people have been doing studies against the government, our government, for over 100 years.
100 years?
Did the polio? Yes.
Goodness.
Yes, and they're free enterprise. One of the ones that worked with Fauci back in the 1980s, and Dr. Judy Mikovits. She's been a whistleblower, and of course, this high-tech media lynching mob we've got made her out to be below a hospital janitor. But she is saying in the next 2 years, you're going to see millions of deaths from the vaccine.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know that we can call out millions of deaths. But Dave, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it very much. There's so much evidence we don't have yet.
It's very early.
It's a little early in the game for
don't
that.
jump the
Yeah,
gun on
let's
that. I
not
agree.
jump to conclusions about it. But speaking of that, and we mentioned it earlier in the hour that Kay Ivey spoke up yesterday. There are some health experts at UAB that stated that this state may be forced to consider new restrictions because of the Delta variant. The governor is saying, no, we've been there, done that. And she understands there's an uptick in the Delta variant cases. There are, I think Alabama has a little over 33% of people that have been vaccinated. I think others would like to see a larger number in the state of Alabama that are vaccinated. But you know what? We as adults get to make that decision for ourselves, what's best for us, what's best for our family. And again, one of the things that, and Matt and I have talked about it before, is very little has been said about those that have had COVID-19 and the antibodies that they may have. And whether or not they should take the vaccine, there are plenty of doctors that say, yes, you should. But again, that's one of those decisions that you have to make on your own. I know somebody personally that had COVID early on in March of 2020, was very, very, very sick, went to the hospital, was there for 2 days, came out of the hospital, and made it through COVID-19. There was a lot of things still wrong with her weeks following that, with breathing issues and other things, got through it, and decided, months later after the vaccine was available, took the vaccine, and now is having horrible side effects from that vaccine. So again, everyone has to determine for themselves and with their doctor what is best for you. But if you've had COVID-19, talk to your doctor about, should I get this vaccine?
Yeah, I had it, and mine was very mild.
Yes.
But my wife took the vaccine, and she had more trouble with the vaccine, just the side effects of taking it, that I did with COVID. So there's all these different,
unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns.
And mine was very mild. I mean, I lost taste and smell.
I think you and I were exactly in the same
Was it?
wheelhouse. Mild, very, very mild
Thank
symptoms.
God.
Yeah, thank you. And I did. I said a prayer because you did. And early on, you were hearing all these horror stories over in China.
There was a little nervous.
What was happening in
nervous.
Europe, and you're like, man, if you get this thing, the odds aren't very good. And look at what happens. And it kind of scared you in the early stages. And then the more we learned about it, it was like, okay, if you have underlying conditions and you're older, you're going to have a more difficult time. If you're younger and you're stronger, and you don't have those conditions, you'll probably get through it okay. But even then, there were people that, are in their early 40s that were strong and healthy and had a difficult time. So you just didn't know when and if you got it, what, your particular case was going to be like. But it's an interesting conversation with a vaccination.
Yeah, I lost 2 people to it. I lost 2 very close friends to it.
Did you?
It's just something that we still don't know a lot about.
Yeah, we don't. Let's go to Henry in Winston County. Henry, good morning. How are you?
Oh, it is a good morning.
Yes.
Top of the morning to Chris and Val.
Thank you. Yes,
you,
top of the
Henry.
morning. Friday. Thank God for Fridays.
Man, and you know what? Monday's coming soon, and it'll be just as good as this Friday.
There you go.
That's right. That's
There
a
you
good
go.
attitude to have.
I'm telling you. Hey, and how about Nick? That's our Alabama treasure.
Yes.
We contribute to the national treasure. Oh, man, 11 years old with a brain that can outdo me.
And not nervous at all. He was
Nope,
very comfortable.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, you better get some blueberry pancakes in them, though. I'll tell you what, I don't know. It's so hard to choose between the fresh blueberries and a can of blueberries. They come in that little black can. I forgot the name brand, but those blueberries in that can, the syrup's a little sweet.
Yeah, that's why you
But
like that. So
rather-
there's tons of sugar in that can of blueberries.
Yeah.
You just drink away.
But do not stop me if I get my spoon in that can. I'm telling you, I grow fangs and claws.
Fangs and claws. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Maybe you need to
that's
lay off
good.
those canned blueberries, huh?
That's what sugar will do to you.
Oh, I know.
That's right. All day
I'll
long.
tell you what. How can these athletes stand up there after they've gotten a medal, and they stand up there, guys, and they say this country is so terrible. they turn their back on the flag, and they don't realize they are so short-sighted. Do they not understand that they are standing on the foundation of a great and powerful nation that made them or gave them the ability, the sheer ability to become a great athlete? How do they not see how, you know what it is? It's garbage in, garbage out. That what you take in and you let structure your thought patterns is what comes out can be so ugly. If you've taken in nothing but garbage, you're going to give but nothing but garbage. And are they short-sighted or what? I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make, because they don't even see how they got there. Oh, sure, the hard work and all of the dedication it takes, but they don't realize the foundation that gave them those abilities to have those things and have that dedication and the spirit to do it in came from the foundation of a great and powerful nation that gave them the opportunities. And you know, it may not be, everybody doesn't have the same opportunities. Everybody isn't the same. So we can't go ahead and say, oh, everybody should have the same outcome in life, because everybody doesn't have the same abilities. Everybody has to find their niche in this world. Mm-hmm. And if they can't find it, then we should try to help them, sure. But we can't hold everybody's hand and tell them, oh, well, the rich people are rich, but you'll never be rich because you're lesser than they are. No, you're not. You can have anything you want. All you have to do is work for it.
That's right,
Henry. I don't want to get off on that
Yep.
tangent, but
Yep.
you know, I try every summer to go to a state park, and I went up to Nebraska, Ashball State Park. Have you ever been up there?
I've never been to Nebraska. I bet it's beautiful.
I've driven through it.
Yeah.
This Ashball State Park, they uncovered camels.
Camels?
All the different. Yes, ma'am. Oh, you've got to, look it up on the internet.
I will do that.
I don't have a computer, and I wouldn't have one in my house.
Okay.
I'm calling you from a flip phone.
Henry, we gotta wrap this up. We'll check out the park in Nebraska for sure.
Check out Ashball State Park. You will love
Find the
it.
camels.
Find the camels. That's like the shark teeth down at Cape Sandblast that everybody said, we're going to look for shark teeth. What are we doing, snipe hunting later tonight, too? We'll be back. It's the Matt and Val Show, Talk 99.5. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Matt and Val Show rolls on. Hey, if you got a used car and you're ready to sell it, don't sell it yourself. First of all, your time is too valuable. And secondly, it's not a very safe thing anymore to do it. You used to be able to do that, no big deal. Let the person take the keys in the car and go for a test drive. I'm not doing that. I tell you what, let Birmingham Broker handle the sale of your used car. Here's another reason why. These guys, Craig, and all the guys at Birmingham Broker will give you a fair price for that car. And they're going to sell it for you really fast, and then turn around and give you the cash for the car so you can go right on to the next one that you want to get. They'll price it, detail it, find the right buyer, and yes, you don't have to worry about allowing that person to test drive it. They'll handle it. It's a fast way, a safe way to sell your used car. Get in touch with them today, BHAMBroker.com, BHAMBroker.com. Chris Molesky from Hometown Lenders by my side today, my co-host, special co-host. We got Jay St. Clair, who is going to be coming up in about 8 minutes or so. Look forward to that. And we continue iTunes Roulette. We will not say who that last song belonged to, because we want to keep Jay guessing.
Yes.
So we've played 2 songs so far, and hopefully we've given him no clues, but I guarantee you that he has made guesses on those 2 songs. And maybe we'll ask him that, what he thinks and where his head is this morning on iTunes.
Just trying to figure you and me out. It's kind of like trying to figure out Matt Murphy. You just might as well just give that up.
Yeah, just turn around and walk out the room. That'll never happen. Speaking of Matt, he's out this week. Be back on Monday. We'll look forward to that, and things will get a little bit more normal. We've got staff that's taking vacation time off. This is the time of the year to do that. Yep. And so we've had to shuffle around different parts and people doing news and traffic and whatnot. So you'll hear different hosts this week, and you have, but hopefully I think next week we kind of get back to a more normal schedule.
And what is this about? There's, I guess, deep fried Oreos around this place all the time. that was a little concerning.
Yeah, Stacey Nichols is back in the news center this morning, and I think she touched base with John Bird saying she wasn't feeling great this morning, but that she would make every effort to make it in, and she has. But apparently, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk with Stacey in a little bit, she ate too many fried Oreos.
I want to know how many.
I do too, because fried Oreos are very similar to a bag of delicious potato chips.
It's not just one or two.
No.
You can keep going. You think I'm good.
And then you realize half the bag is gone. I wonder, we'll ask her, how many fried... I
want to find out.
And here's the thing, Stacey Nichols is tiny.
She's little bitty.
Yeah, so I would think 2 or 3 and she should be done.
I bet she had 12.
I'm going to guess 10. I'm going 10. You're going to go a dozen.
I'm going to go 12.
John Bird, you got a guess?
22.
22? Did you see Stacey Nichols?
That girl can put it down. She's
Oh, my
young.
gosh.
She's got that fast,
I can't
fast
wait.
metabolism.
I wonder if she counted. We'll find out. Fried Oreos. How many did she eat? We'll be back. Matt and Val Show, Talk 99.5, talk995.com.